In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly why Bali is the #1 real estate investment for Airbnb in the entire world. From the insane cliffside resorts to all the beach clubs to the best cafes and foods in the world, including my brand new cafe. I'm going to break down everything for you. The costs, the actual ROI you can expect. And in fact, I have 3 top of the line luxury villas that are being built right now that are all for sale. I might be moving into one of them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you the virtual tour of the upcoming villas and show you exactly what they cost, what's the breakdown, and what you can expect for your ROI. Let's get into it. All right, what's up guys? Fous here. Back again, a little bit different from my crypto videos. Yes, I've been a trader for almost 20 years and now I'm getting into the real estate game here in Bali because I have lived here for 6 years and I know quite a bit about the place, more than most people. And I've seen that there is a massive opportunity to get into real estate here, especially now that Corona is over. There is massive investment opportunities in the real estate game, especially when it comes to renting on Airbnb. I have never seen Bali this busy, even though we're supposedly in some sort of recession. Bali is not. Bali is booming right now. And in fact, we have an insane occupancy rate of about 89% here on average for all Airbnbs. I'm going to go into this. This is AirDNA. I'm going to show you all the data behind what's going on in Airbnb. And we're going to talk about what the ROI and what you could expect by investing in my villas, or if you're just looking for villas in general. Obviously, you don't have to buy mine, but mine are pretty sick. So we're going to be giving you a virtual tour of what I'm building and why it's an amazing opportunity, and the location pretty much cannot get better.
Right near the beach, boy.
Let's just go over to some of the top 7 reasons why Bali is, as a destination, one of the top places in the world. First and foremost, we're just going to break it down very quickly. One is the weather. There isn't necessarily seasons here. It's literally the same temperature year round. It's about 80 degrees January through December. So your occupancy rate year round is extremely high. Also, rental demand is extremely high. 60% of the GDP of the island of Bali all comes from tourism. So with that said, this is one of the most traveled places on earth. So you can always expect more people to come and rent out your villa, whereas opposed a lot of places, there's seasons, as I said, the weather before, the occupancy rate is much, much lower when it comes to an annual basis. Number 3 is the island diversity. This is a huge ecosystem here on Bali. Yes, it's very small, but everywhere you go on the island is literally a different environment, different ecosystem, and a different theme. So I'm going to show you all the top places to visit in Bali that are all within just about an hour drive. Number 4, I'm sure you've probably seen some Instagram people posting pictures of food in Bali and how good it looks and how Instagrammable it looks. I call it white girl brunch essentially, but there is some of the best restaurants and best foods here on the island, and I'm going to go over some of my favorites that I love. Number 5 is fitness and healthy lifestyle. Now, a lot of people do want to come on vacation is throw fitness and healthy lifestyle out the window, of which we do have options for that, including my own very restaurant. We have some of the best chocolate cake in town, but if you do want to live a healthy, active lifestyle, which is also partially why I live here, this is one of the most healthy, conducive places for anybody who wants to be very active in fitness, where they want to surf, hit some of the best gyms in the world, also some of the best yoga. Fuck yoga. The yoga sucks here. Bali is one of the most conducive places for people who do want to live a healthy lifestyle. And in fact, you see a lot of influencers come here just to go on fitness vacations and basically come to my favorite gym, Body Factory, as well as eat a lot of the healthy food that we have to offer. Also, guys, the convenience here of what we'll talk about later, someone who's been living here as an American coming from a very major city like San Diego, you might think that on this island that is going to be very inconvenient to get some of the things you need, which is actually false. We basically have the equivalent of Amazon, Uber Eats, anything you want. It's very easy to get here on the island. And number 7, guys, a lot of the supply here of villas on the island are actually trash. I've stayed in most of them. In fact, probably for several years here of living here, I was just living in Airbnbs. Now I've been here a little bit more permanent, so living in nicer places. A lot of the shit that they build here are piles of junk. They have all these open living spaces, which in fact is actually terrible. Yes, it looks cool to come take a photo for 1 or 2 days, but after about 24 to 48 hours, you're extremely uncomfortable. It's hot, it's sweaty, there's mosquitoes everywhere. So the villas that I'm actually building, and a lot of the new stuff are coming in, they're extremely modern, closed living, but also great and conducive for your Instagram photos that we all know you want, especially when it comes to marketing the villa, when you want to propose it to somebody else on Airbnb to rent it from from you. So next up, guys, I just want to go into a little bit more detail about all those topics, one being the weather. And if we look at this link here, for holiday weather places, the average temperature of Bali literally doesn't change. This is Celsius of about an average of 26 to 27. If you don't know what that is, Fahrenheit, we are literally 80 degrees January through December. Basically perfect summer weather. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's absolutely perfect year round. This is why we have such a high occupancy rate of about, on average, over 80%. And if you're in the 75th percentile of Airbnbs, you're about 94% occupancy rate, which is almost unheard of when it comes to renting out Airbnbs. And if you have a place like mine, which is extremely luxurious, you can probably guarantee that you're going to be upwards in the 80 to 90% occupancy range when it comes to Bali, and also all year round, because we are pretty much the same exact temperature of summer weather year round. Obviously, there is a little bit heavier rainy seasons, but Bali is a very tropical place. If you've ever been anywhere in Southeast Asia, yes, sometimes it does downpour rain, but it's almost a little refreshing because it only happens for about 30 to 60 minutes at a time, and then it's done, and then it's back to being sunny and just life as usual with basically 80-degree summer weather. That is a huge plus when it comes to renting out an Airbnb. If we look at a place like, say, Paris here, you really only get a few months out of the year where it's actually nice weather, not even that nice, 68 to 67. The rest of the year is freezing cold, so your occupancy rate is shit. I'm actually looking at Lisbon as a potential real estate investment. Then I realized, wait a second, it's actually freezing during the winter, and it's literally only 3 months out of the year you're looking at about 73 degrees weather. So Bali, when it comes to any place in the world, it is literally perfect summer weather almost all year round, which is going to be huge for your occupancy rate and your ROI for your Airbnb investment. Next up, I want to talk about the island diversity here, guys. I live in Canggu, Bali, which is basically kind of like the central hub of where most people that are here full time, a lot of them live here in Canggu, Bali. If you are a pro surfer, or that's all you're here for, you're more likely going to be down in Uluwatu, which we'll get into next. But Canggu has some of the best restaurants, the best gyms, the best co-working spaces, the best cafes for people who are here that are living here, like myself, are digital nomads that are living in this area, because this is where most of the stuff is happening. And a lot of people that come here are going to be renting from Airbnb. It's actually where my villas are located, and we can actually look here on Google Maps, show you exactly where Iconic World is here in Canggu, this area on the island. And Iconic World is about 60 seconds from the beach in one of the most prime locations ever. Here is Iconic World. As you can see, we are building right in this area. We have a brand new development going in here, a brand new development going in here, and then Iconic World is 3 luxury villas being built right here. You can literally walk down this street and then walk right down here at about, a few minutes walk, 60-second scooter ride right down to the beach. And then you're right into some of the best beach clubs as well on the coast of Canggu, Bali, right here. So as far as location goes, my villas are basically, you almost cannot get better when it comes to location, but we'll get more into my villas later. Right now, I just want to show you some of the best places in Canggu that you can go hang out at. One that I like to go hang out a lot is Como Beach Club. It's a beach club resort, which you can actually stay at. You don't have to pay to actually go there. You can literally just go in there. Yes, there's about a $10 to $14 minimum spend where you can go and have lunch there. We can show you some more photos here of Como Beach Club, but a great place to go grab lunch, hang out by the beach. It is beachfront with an awesome pool right on the front. They also have, if you want to stay there, these amazing penthouse villas with these pools and these awesome views from up top. So that is Como Beach Club. Definitely a place to check out when you're in Canggu. Next up here, guys, is the Lawn. If you want to go out on a Friday night, the Lawn has typically been one of the top places to go, which is also a beachfront club here in Canggu, Bali. I used to go there every Friday. I'm getting a little older now. I don't drink as much, so you won't find me there too often. If you want to go out there, even just to grab lunch during the day and grab some drinks, it's also right in front of the most popular surf spot here on Batu Belong in Canggu. So definitely check out the Lawn. Right next to the Lawn, guys, is Times Beach Warung, which is actually owned by the same people as the Lawn. And this is where I go when I was surfing a lot, which I need to get back into. I would go here every morning, check the waves right on the beachfront, and then have my morning cup of coffee. They open at 6 in the morning. Right here, you can go have a morning cup of joe, check the waves, bring your surfboard, and hop right in the water and get shredded on Batu Belong. Right down the street from Times Warung is La Brisa, which is one of the top beach clubs out here in Canggu, Bali. This can be kind kind of anything you want it to be, whether you want to just go have lunch or go to some of the actual beach club parties that they throw at night on Saturdays. It is a vibe, very cool place. Sweet potato fries there are absolutely delicious and some of the best sunset views right out here at La Brisa. So that's some of the beachfront clubs. And next I want to go into some of the best restaurants that I like to typically eat at. One obviously is going to be Sunday Kitchen, my brand new restaurant that I invested in. I'm not full owner, but I'm partnered with two good friends of mine that are Brazilian. And so this is basically a very healthy-ish version of a Brazilian food restaurant. It's extremely delicious. This is our steak meal. We also have some of the best chocolate cake in town. It's freaking insane. And this is also the chicken couscous. And we also have, I believe, a salmon and kale quinoa bowl here that my girlfriend's eating. So definitely come check us out. Normally our cappuccinos don't look like penises, but this one actually does. Also, a must-visit place in Canggu, Bali, guys, is Kong. Short rib is quite the tasty treat. It is so delicious. But really, I'm just showing you guys some of the restaurants here in town because Bali has evolved so much that there is such just like this new wave of westernized modern living and modern eating that you're coming here and you're getting a really, really diverse experience. You know, if you want to go to a very local warung, you can go find that. But Bali is becoming one of the top destinations in the world when it comes to foodie travelers as well because we have some of the best restaurants in town. In addition to that, guys, another one of the staples of Canggu, Bali is Mason, a really cool and hip vibey place to go have dinner at. And in fact, they have a place called the Back Room, which is behind Mason, where you can pretty much go get shit-faced and party till 2, 3 in the morning after you have an amazing meal here at Mason. And of course, if you want to go surfing, guys, Batu Belong right out in front. This is where I typically surf. If you find me surfing, this is some of the best waves in Canggu, Bali, especially longboarders, of which I actually longboard. Looks like somebody actually ate shit here. Let's take a look at what happened. Ooh, kook of the day. Woo! So that can typically happen from time to time, but Batu Belong right out in front is where typically a lot of people go surfing. This is also right in front of Times Warung. The next area of town, guys, is actually Seminyak, which is about a little bit south here. This is probably, you know, one of the more popular areas about 5 to 10 years ago. Now, not too many people go down there, but there are some pretty staple places here in Bali that a lot of people like to go to, including myself. The first and foremost one would be Potato Head, which if you've been to Bali, you've probably been to Potato Head, but if you haven't, it's definitely a really cool spot to check out. They actually just did an entire brand new edition right here, so it's definitely one of the top beachfront clubs here in Seminyak. Next up, and actually right next door to it, is Alila, Seminyak, one of my favorite places to just go for a chill day. Me and my girlfriend go there a lot. We just go hang out by the pool, have lunch, and it's actually quite amazing. And in fact, right next to it, the first date I took my girlfriend on here in Bali was at Sea Salt right next door, and it's got amazing food also right on the beachfront. Another spot that I frequently go to here in Seminyak is the W Hotel. Obviously, you've probably heard of the W Hotel, but they have this restaurant, Jellyfish Blue. I forget what it's called, but I go there and bring my laptop. I work, have some lunch, and also have some amazing sunsets here. This is actually during Corona. There was literally nobody here on the island. I was truly blessed to be here on Bali during Corona because there's literally nobody here. You could go to all these resorts and they were completely empty. And so I was very blessed to experience that, especially with my girlfriend. This was sunset here at the W here in Bali, so definitely worth a visit. And last but not least in Seminyak, guys, is probably Bali's #1 restaurant. If you want to go here, you're going to have to book it about 2-3 months in advance. So if you plan on coming to Bali, go ahead and make your reservations now because this is definitely the best restaurant in town here in Seminyak. It's a steakhouse, Korean grill, so they actually grill it for you on the table in front of you. They have a huge diverse selection of meats and steaks. It's insanely delicious. You need to check it out, but make your reservations now because it's booked out 1 to 2, 3 months in advance sometimes. So that was Seminyak, guys, and now we're going to go all the way down south called Uluwatu, which is the southern tip of the island. And this is where you're going to have the best beaches, the best surfing, and some of the best resorts on the island. I've traveled all over this place. I'm going to show you some of my favorite spots here, why it's so beautiful here. And also, if you're staying in Canggu, this is only about a 40 to 50 minute drive down here. So if people are renting from your Airbnb, they don't actually have to leave your Airbnb to go stay down here. They can do just a day trip to drive down in the morning and then come back at night. And that's what's beautiful about Bali is almost everything in here is about 40 minutes to sometimes upwards to an hour and a half to get up to some of these places, which we'll talk about next. But right now, we're going to go over some of the best places in Uluwatu. So first and foremost, guys, this is just a little bit of a preview of some of the awesome sunsets you're going to see here in Bali, down in Uluwatu. This was just absolutely amazing. This is no filter here, guys. This is just me down there with some friends, and we caught this sunset, and it was absolutely insane. One of the best resorts that you can go visit and check out is Six Senses. This is probably my favorite resort in Uluwatu, and there's also this really cool thing where you can go hit golf balls off the cliff here. This is me and my girlfriend at the resort here at Six Senses. You can also see a better photo of the actual pool right on the cliff front here. In Uluwatu, a lot of it is actually on a huge cliff, and so you see these amazing epic views from up above down to the beach below, and there are awesome beaches down below as well, but most of the stuff is propped up on these cliffs here, as you can see here. And also, this is a view from the rooms that they have at the Six Senses. If you do want to stay here, you can see I made $116,000 shorting Bitcoin during that week, so quite a big week for myself down there. But also, let's take a look at this really cool thing that they do at Six Senses, of which you can hit golf balls, which are actually recyclable and filled with fish food. So when you hit the golf balls, you're actually feeding the fish off the coast here. Wapa. So this is something you can do at Six Senses, which is actually super cool. The next place that is a must visit that you don't need to stay down there either, you can simply just pay to go in, and you basically just have a minimum spend. The Edge, obviously you guys have probably seen photos of this, the typical place where you see a lot of people going and taking these cliffside photos of the Edge. As you can see, it's one of the most amazing cliff views you'll ever see, and also with this pool here, which actually is translucent on the bottom, and you can see below to the ocean down below. This is actually the food. Me and my girlfriend is having some pizza here. This is basically the view you get. Definitely worth a visit when you're in Bali. Also, Sundays Beach Club, one of the coolest beaches that I love to go travel frequently. Again, all you got to do is just make a minimum spend. Me again, eating pizza. Apparently I like to go eat pizza when I'm down at these cliffside places, but once you're down there, this is the beach that you can go visit. Absolutely beautiful beach here on the cliffside, down on the beach, and there's the resort, which is located up above. This is the little restaurant and beach club that they have down there. This is the above view of Sundays Beach. It's just absolutely insane and definitely worth a visit to go down and check out. Also, we have the Kempinski Hotel, which is a little bit farther over, which is one of the coolest hotels on the island. This is actually a little bit closer to a place called Nusa Dua. One of the coolest resorts out here in Bali is the Kempinski, right on the beachfront. Also, guys, some of the best cliff clubs out there are Savaya, Ulu Cliff House, the Astana, and Palmello. Savaya is probably the most popular place when it comes to having some big names like Black Coffee. We also, I think, just had Jason Derulo out here. This is a very cool place right on the cliffside as well, with this insane bar that's literally hanging over the side of this cliff. It's definitely worth a visit to come check out here at Savaya. As you can see, it's right on the cliffside, and you can see why Bali is such a popular place, because if you live here, you literally have access to all of this at any time that you want. You don't have to, go stay at any of these places. It's just 45 minutes to 50 minutes away if you're living in Canggu, and you just drive down there and you go. It's simple as that. The other spot here, guys, that's really cool is Ulu Cliff House. Again, just this amazing place that's right on the cliff, and it's just a little beach club where you can go hang out during the day, drink if you want, and have some awesome, amazing food right on the cliffside out here in Uluwatu, Bali. The next place that's super cool, that it's a little bit more hippie, chill vibe, is the Astana. It's basically a sauna yoga house right on the cliffside. It's got some amazing sunset views. I believe how I have a short clip of all of this there with some of my friends here. This is at sunset on the Astana. So this is literally just a 100-foot fall cliff off the edge of this right here at sunset. So it's just absolutely beautiful. Come here, chill, get a green juice, and just watch the sunset. Another really cool place to check out is Palmello. Me and my girlfriend got wasted here one time. I think I had about 7 or 8 espresso martinis sitting right here eating pizza. As you can see, again, for some reason, every time I go down there, I'm eating pizza. I guess I'm treating it kind of like a vacation. Also, when you're down in Uluwatu, guys, some of the best beaches, I'm going to show you Bingin Beach, which is basically, again, this cliffside. There's a bunch of little places you can stay, as I was staying here right now. But if you don't want to stay down there, it's literally just about a 45-minute drive from Canggu, Bali, and you're down at this amazing cliffside beachfront place. And also, there's a bunch of cool little restaurants down there on the beach. That was the sunrise, and now this is the sunset out here. It's just insane how beautiful it is down in Uluwatu. Next location, which is super cool, guys, is Ubud. It's more like the spiritual hippie vibe. There's a bunch of fucking weirdos up there. I like going up there, but not for too long. usually just for the day or two. And I need to get the fuck out of there. But there's a lot of cool places. My favorite yoga place, and actually the only place that I like doing yoga at, is called Ubud Yoga Center, because that's the only place that does heated vinyasa yoga. It's actually a really, really cool place right on the edge of this river. As you can see here, this is the yoga studio looking over this cliffside down into the river. They have hot vinyasa yoga in addition to a bunch of other classes that are very cool as well. As you can see, this really cool drone footage of the actual yoga center here. Also, guys, if you want to go to my favorite restaurant in Ubud, you can go to the Scion House, which is also on this epic cliff that's actually overlooking this cliffside into this valley. And then you can actually see the Four Seasons Resort down there. And actually, I'll show you a little clip of where I'm sitting, having a glass of wine, waiting for my dinner at sunset out here. Actually, this is just me marketing some things, but this is the view that you get from Scion House. Definitely worth a visit when you're up in Ubud. In addition to that, guys, Ubud is literally only about 50 minutes drive from Canggu, so you can literally go up there for the day. Sometimes we drive up there, go do yoga at Ubud Yoga Center, go grab lunch somewhere, and then drive back home. But if you want to go stay somewhere there, I would recommend going to Chapung Se Bali, which also has this little pool beach club called Junglefish. I'll show you a little clip of me staying here. This is the hotel room, also looking out over this little valley and canyon. This is also video footage of the Scion House restaurant that I like to go to. So you're going to see Ubud is just in a different whole class. It's a whole entire different ecosystem in the middle of the jungle that's just absolutely beautiful. This is also Ubud Yoga Center that we just saw a small clip of there right there. So that's Ubud, guys. The next spot that I want to showcase here, and also to showcase the diversity of Bali, is Kintamani, which is just in the middle of nowhere. It's almost like you're not in Bali anymore, and it's actually at the base of these insane volcanoes out here in Bali. I believe it's Mount Agung, and the other one is Mount Sinur, of which are both active volcanoes. And this is a really cool cafe called Montana Cafe. You can go up there. This is a little bit farther drive, maybe about an hour and a half away from Canggu. So this is Montana Cafe, definitely worth a visit. There's also a new one that just opened up called Paper Hills, which is almost a little bit of an upgraded Montana Cafe. But I haven't been to this one yet, but I'm dying to get up there and go. My girlfriend's been bothering me about, when are we going up there? I'm like, one of these days, and that day has not come yet. But definitely a really cool place to go visit if you're on the island of Bali, because there literally is these massive active volcanoes on the other side of the island that might explode someday. But I don't think they probably will. Next topic here, guys, is healthy lifestyle vacation becoming more popular. Whether you're like me living here and you're wanting to stay active, or if you're coming here and still want to stay active and go to a fitness center, the Body Factory is definitely going to be your number one bet to go to here in Bali. It's pretty much the first like proper gym that finally opened up here in Bali, because we were kind of struggling in that aspect for quite a while. So definitely come check out Body Factory. This is where, if you see any influencers here in Bali, they're going to be here at this gym, and it's also where I go. And you can see there's Fous pushing a sled down the thing. 1 day gym pass. It is a little expensive. Okay. It's like $200-300 for a membership here. You're also getting access to one of the coolest recovery centers. As you can see, let's see if we have any good photos of the gym here, and also the recovery center out back where we have the big sauna, little cafe for all the best smoothies, nice pool, ice baths, and everything. They also have a mini hotel, so you can actually stay here if you want. I don't recommend it. It's a little too expensive, but this is the outdoor fitness area. Also, this is the view of the sauna and pool lounge in the back that I go to pretty much every day, and also sit in this massive sauna every day after my workout, and then go jump in the pool and the ice baths in addition to the hot tub. So definitely worth checking out Body Factory. If you're in Uluwatu, they just opened up a brand new fitness center called Bamboo Fitness, which is kind of this outdoor fitness center that actually looks really cool. I've yet to go down there, but next time I'm in Uluwatu, I want to get a pump in, I'll be going to Bamboo Fitness. Next up, talking about convenience, guys, we have what is called Tokopedia, which is basically the equivalent of Amazon. Anything you want. I just bought a new pair of Nike Dunk Lows here, but pretty much anything you want, whether you want food, clothes, accessories, electronics, you can find it on Tokopedia. In addition to that, we have Gojek and Grab, which are basically the Uber, Lyft, and Uber Eats and food delivery services that you can literally order from any restaurant here, and they deliver it to you within, 20 minutes or so, because it is a relatively small island. It's a very convenient thing to get pretty much anything you want. Just like Amazon, I was addicted to Amazon in America and San Diego. Now I'm addicted to Tokopedia here. All right, guys, so now that I pretty much completely solved a huge problem that you have when you have guests in your Airbnb, I basically just gave you a full island tour guide that you can now put into a pamphlet. Links are all going to be below that you can now give to your guests when they come in. But next, we need to go over the actual villas that we are selling. This is called Iconic World, where iconic luxury meets Bali, new bespoke luxury Bali villas inspired inspired by our favorite cities. Yes, this is called Iconic World. These are the villas that I'm currently building, and I'm actually likely moving into Tokyo unless somebody wants to make me an offer I cannot refuse. Essentially, every villa that we're building is architecturally very similar, if not almost identical, but the interior complexity to it is all based on our favorite cities. Tulum is the first model that we're going to do a VR tour of today. Then we're going to do the VR tour of New York, and then we're also going to do the VR tour of Tokyo, all of which are very similar in architectural structure, but the interior finishings are all completely different and basically unique to that city's theme. That's what makes Iconic World extremely unique and stand out above a lot of the competition out there. After we do this VR tour, I'm going to show you all the current market data in Airbnb, what other people are making, how much growth and demand there is based on what we can find here on AirDNA, which tells us all the current data based on Airbnb. And then after that, guys, I have a full spreadsheet breakdown telling you exactly what it's going to cost to purchase one of my villas and what you can expect your ROI is, what the rental management fees, maintenance fees, everything that you would need to know about how much money you could potentially make based off the data that we see here, and how exactly and when could you double your money by purchasing one of my villas at Iconic World. So let's dive right into Tulum here, guys, of which you can go to the actual website, iconicvillas.com, but we'll go right into the current renders of which we're looking at. So this is the actual exterior facade when you're actually looking at this. And mind you, this is an extremely tall building, guys. This is actually the third floor up here. As you can see, it doesn't look that tall right here, but when you see this in person and stand in front of the current build process that we're seeing out there right now, it's actually insane because these floor to ceiling windows right here into the living space, this is actually about 6 meters or about 20 feet in height. And on top of that, we do have the actual exterior balcony from the 2 master suites upstairs. And also this is the rooftop deck right here. We have the sunken lounge with the built-in little plantation space as well as the pool. And these are the 2 guest bedrooms downstairs. And also there is the sauna and gym room right here on the middle floor as well. So it's a 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom with sauna as well as a small yoga studio space as well. This is a view from inside looking out to the pool. This is the kitchen table, kitchen countertop, and cooking space as well as the kitchen. This is another view from the exterior. This is the pool view from the rooftop deck. This is one of the views of the closet space in the bedrooms. Another picture of one of the beds. This is the master bedroom sink with a built-in sink in the actual master bedroom with some amazing sunset. Can't promise ocean views, but I'm pretty sure once we stand up there, we're going to be seeing a sliver of the ocean. What I can promise is that this is very close to the ocean. You're going to see some amazing sunset views. And if I calculated the height correctly, we are going to be able to see the ocean from our actual bedroom here at this villa. This is the interior of the master bedroom with a bathtub in the room. More views of the bed in the master. This is the sunken lounge area. In the grand living space, there's going to be a huge sunken lounge with this huge, massive, vast wall, a huge just display of architecture and this really good style as you walk into the villa, which we'll see shortly when we go into the VR tour. This is some up close of the dining space. This is actually a built-in co-working desk. As you have the sunken lounge here, there's a built-in co-working space here where you can actually get some work done, and you're actually looking at that 20-foot tall window there out into the pool in the garden area. So it's going to be an epic place to, if you're there as an entrepreneur or actually wanting to live in these villas, it's going to be an epic place to work. Here's some more views of the interior style of the Tulum villa. This is the view from the sunken lounge into the kitchen area. Massive, huge ceilings, teak woods on the rooftop. And this is also the gym space as well as the built-in sauna. We're not sure if we're doing infrared or wet sauna as of right now. More views. These are views of the actual co-working space right here, built into the living room. For me, as an entrepreneur, I spend a lot of time working, and technically I don't like being in a small office box separated. I want to be in the living space, which is the most beautiful space of the house, which is exactly why I built in a little co-working space inside of the living rooms. More views of the co-working space. And here is a grand view of the actual co-working space with the built-in sunken lounge, TV, huge wall, 20-foot ceilings, also 20-foot floor-to-ceiling windows out into the view of the garden and rooftop. Here is the actual view of the rooftop deck, and that is the renders for this. Now let's actually take a look at the VR tour so you can actually see inside of the villa and what this actually looks like at scale. As you can see, if you're wondering what the parking situation is, we have a huge covered parking area where this is actually a full-size Range Rover Sport fit there, and you can see just based on this human here how big this villa actually is, guys. You can see the massive floor to ceiling, 20-foot ceilings right here. And then on top of that is the upstairs where there's 2 master suites, of which at my villa, it's going to be my master bedroom and also my YouTube studio up in the top there. So you go through the front door into this nice little garden entry and you look up probably about 30 feet high up to the rooftop ceiling here, because this is right here. This is 20 feet high at the base. And then you have the other space up there, which is the master bedroom and 2 master suites upstairs. You walk in, as you can see, we have this awesome view right into this huge hall that goes up here into the yoga studio, or you go up to the 3rd floor up to the 2 master suites. You walk in here, and this is actually going to be this huge shelf, of which is not seen here in this render, but a very beautiful shelf that I think we have a screenshot of that I can overlay. Then we have the guest bathroom right when you walk in here. Also, this really cool lit up ceiling that's going to be lit up here in the guest bathroom when you walk in. You walk out here right into this grand living space. Here's the kitchen. Stove, the refrigerator is hidden behind here to match the actual aesthetics of the kitchen, of which, right, this is just basically some VR renders. It's going to look more like the actual renders that I just showed you in the photos. And you go in here, this is the co-working space. As you can see, there's also these massive windows on the backside, so there's going to be a very well lit space with natural light coming in. And this is the view that you're going to have if you're sitting in here working, right? Imagine that. You're sitting in here working, get some shit done on vacay. A lot of digital nomads are here in Bali and also have a view of whatever somebody's watching on the TV. And also here's the view from sitting down here in the lounge, co-working space, watching whatever's on TV, this huge, massive display on this wall, and then views to the outside of the pool. And now let's go upstairs, actually. Walking upstairs right into this nice little yoga studio space. This is going to be a mirror right there. And then inside of here, we actually have the sauna space right here. So you're going to have a built-in sauna inside of your actual villa. And then you can come right out here and then head out to the rooftop deck, which is going to be nice day beds out here with a nice little garden on top of the rooftop deck, of which you can also access down to the pool. So once you get out of the sauna, come down here. And now you're down at the base of the pool with also a sunken lounge out here. Nice big pool and garden area. And there's also the guest bedrooms. This is one of the bedrooms down here. Obviously, this is a very bare bones VR tour. All this is going to be very decorated, just like you saw in the renders of the photos. Then there's going to be the shower with nice windows out here and closet space. That is the first guest bedroom. And there's also the guest bedroom over here. Big closet space and the built-in sink inside. And then inside of here, we have the nice shower out here. Again, this all will be beautifully decorated by our interior designers. And then we can now go upstairs to the master suites here, guys, where you'll be traveling up here to this beautiful hallway, of which is outside and now on this massive extreme height here, where we're going to be getting to levels of, I hope, ocean views. I believe we'll have ocean views. I don't quote me on that. I can't promise yet until we're standing up there. So this is going to be the master bedroom here, built-in tub here. As we saw in the renders, the closeting and the cabinetry and everything in here is going to be beautifully designed. Dual sinks also into the closet space here, in addition to the closet space behind the bed. And there's also the master bathroom here with dual shower heads here, as well as the sink and the toilet. And then obviously the get ready space is going to be in the room, which actually I love because there's such good lighting in here. It's air conditioned in here, and you're also going to be looking out at this beautiful view, potentially of the ocean out there, or the sunrise or the sunset from the top of your rooftop balcony, as well as your also rooftop here, and then down to your amazing pools. And then moving on here, guys, to the final room, right into the second master suite out here with these beautiful cabinets for your closet space. Amazing rooftop patio views down to the rooftop deck, as well as the pool, closet space galore, in addition to the bathroom space here. When you go in, got this beautiful bathroom, toilet over here, and then on the other side, a nice, beautiful shower, as you can see. So, my friends, this right here is the middle unit at Iconic World, known as Tulum. All right, guys, the next unit that we're looking at is Iconic World, New York. Business class luxury settled in a tropical oasis. New York features iconic marbles, deep royal greens with golden accents. Step outside of your luxury home into your tropical backyard and rooftop. So let's just take a look at some of the beautiful photos that we have of the New York experience, of which this one right here is going to be the master bedroom with this beautiful marble countertop and the great big mirror as you're getting ready. Also looking to your left over to this potentially ocean view and definitely 100% beautiful sunset views. As you can see, the interior of this, we have these beautiful green couches with that kind of ribbed New York style, as well as the built-in co-working space. And the wall is that, traditional kind of New York classy style of the wall with those inlets. We have the rooftop lounge on the second floor there, potentially a fire pit being built in. This is kind of the style of what's going to be looked like for the actual interior kitchen space. Very modern, very chic, a little bit funky. The actual VR tour that we're going to go through is a little bit different. So the renders are going to be more so what they're actually looking like. This is what our interior designers are going to be putting together as these are being built. This is a preview of one of the bedrooms. I believe this is the master bedroom bed upstairs. Also the nice golden accents in marble in the master dual shower. Also the beautiful view of the co-working space built into the sunken lounge here with these beautiful green couches and nice accents. Also the exterior view with this beautiful facade and nice big parking space, as well as, this is 3 stories high. So it's going to be a very, very grand view when you pull up to this villa and be like, holy shit, this place is epic. This is also a great view of the kitchen counter space, as well as potentially what it's going to look like for the actual kitchen and dining room table. Views to the outside, this beautiful dark green royal wall inside of one of the guest bedrooms. Also the closet space here. This is the master dual sink bathroom upstairs on one of the master suites. The bathtub built into the actual master bedroom. Views of the outdoor deck and into the pool. Another view from another angle of the outside facade. And then this is going to be the view as you're looking at your villa from outside. So let's just take a look at the VR tour of what this looks like in VR. Obviously, the VR here is going to be a little bit different than what we just saw in the renders, as this is just a little bit of a bare bones example. But again, very similar. There's going to be Tokyo here, Tulum here, and then we have New York as the third and final unit. As we can see, there's dual gates here. There's also that gate here on the backside to go into the outside, into the, whether you want your gardener to go straight into the back to the outside without them going inside the house. But this is going to be the main entrance as you walk into New York. Again, this is going to be a huge space when you look at this, because that's 3 stories up right there. So you're going to be walking in this beautiful brick wall and marble staircase as you're walking into New York, a very New York classy style walking in here. This is also going to be a shelf space here. The interior renderings of this, again, are slightly different than what we have in the renders. This was an idea to have these blue cabinets, but I scrapped it and said I don't like it from my designer and our architects. But again, very similar space that we have in here, this beautiful brick wall, very classical style of the big, great display here with a TV, these beautiful ribbed green couches that we saw in those renders, as well as the interior co-working space that you're going to have. Again, it's going to be these just epic, amazing views as you're chilling in here, getting some work done, having your morning coffee. If you're on vacation, it's checking on what's going on back home or what you want to do that day, sitting here, or from the actual lounge, sitting here, checking out what's going on, having these amazing views. As we walk to the outside, this is the first guest bedroom in here with this beautiful shelf space. In addition to walking into here to having your beautiful closet space, we have this really cool blue brick with gold accents. There's going to be a mirror right here in addition to the closet space built in right here in this guest bedroom. We also have the sunken lounge outside, the pool space as we look into these, 20-foot floor to ceiling windows here up to the master suites up there. Then we have the other second guest bedroom down here with this beautiful green and golden accent sink, closet space in there, and then also the beautiful green jade accent shower space here with marble floors and golden accents for the actual fixtures. And then we can go up here to the rooftop deck, which we have this beautiful lounge up here, which also looks up to the balcony up here. In addition, have these beautiful views of all this space that you have. Then we have this beautiful gym and yoga space, in addition to the actual sauna built in here. As we can see from down here, this is the sauna space and yoga studio that you can see from within the actual villa. Then we can go from here, walking up the stairs with this beautiful brick wall into the first room right here, which is the first master suite bedroom up here. As you can see, this transparent going right into this beautiful bathroom here with, again, that blue brick, marble and gold accents, toilet, and also the shower here in the first guest bedroom on the master suite. Huge amount of closet space here. Then we can walk out, go back into the hallway, and then this is going to be the master bedroom here with this beautiful, looks like we now have different versions. Now we have a green marble here as opposed to the white marble one. And also the white marble is now the actual background wall with this huge mirror there, closet space in the back, bathtub in here, and then also closet space in here. And in addition to that, we have the beautiful master bathroom with dual gold accents, white marble, toilet and sink. And then also, guys, moving right out into this massive rooftop balcony with 100% guaranteed epic sunset views. If we are lucky, if I did my math right, we're going to have slivers of ocean views up here as well, because this is 3 stories up. But anyways, guys, this is New York at Iconic World. Quite a beautiful site here in Bali, Indonesia. And now, last but certainly not least, guys, which is the Tokyo model, and actually my personal favorite. I spent a lot of time designing this one because I'm actually moving into this one unless somebody wants to offer me what I'm asking for it, which is probably unlikely because I kind of want to reward myself by moving in. But if somebody makes me an offer I can't refuse, I would consider it. This is going to be a Japanese minimalism in the heart of Canggu, Bali. Burnt teak, dark undertones, and rustic stones bring you into Tokyo's fusion of Bali texture. So let's just take a look at some of the renders before we go into the VR tour of the Tokyo experience. As we look at seeing what's going on here, we have this beautiful, massive shelf, actually of which we're now building in a built-in bar here into this actual shelf, of which we'll see in the renders. Beautiful table, this really cool lamps right here. This is a view of the actual sunken lounge with the co-working space for a massive TV, because I do have an 85-inch TV, so I definitely need room for my 85-inch TV to go in there. This is a huge view of this massive lit up LED backlit wall, this massive slate stone wall that we're putting in. It's going to be extremely expensive for me to put that in there, but I really like the way it looks, so I can't wait to be sitting in there relaxing and watching a movie with my girlfriend or working in the co-working space. This is a view of the actual kitchen area with the actual yoga studio and sauna up there. This is the actual entrance to the villa, where we're doing this huge brick facade as you walk into the villa, in addition to this beautiful walkway upstairs. This is a view of the actual master bedroom closet space and bed that we're having built in. This is the master bedroom suite with these dual sinks, teak roof, teak backdrop here on the actual bathroom. And then the actual second master suite upstairs is actually going to be my office and YouTube studio, where I'll be working and shooting all my videos upstairs. This is actually not what it's going to be like in our sauna here, but this is just a render I'll show you in the actual view. This is an outdoor view, of which we did change some things. This is actually going to be teak roof up here, teak here. We also did an actual external garden around the sunken lounge here. And this is a view of the external front facade, which is looking absolutely beautiful and minimalistic and modern. And this is a view of my actual office. So let's get right into the VR tour. The difference between Tokyo, Tulum, and New York is that Tokyo is the biggest land size, which is also why it's going to be significantly more expensive. This is 550 meters squared versus 475 meters squared for New York and Tulum. In addition to that, the actual villa itself is bigger. As you can see, the parking space already is a little bit bigger here, and also a bigger gate that actually goes into the backyard through there, and a little bit more space back here as well. Obviously, this is my personal villa. I'm spending a lot more money on myself here and took the bigger lot size here, but it is also for sale. If somebody wants to, pay a sizable upgrade here, as you can see, the roof of that is actual teak wood here on the roof. As you walk in, this is going to be a massive, really cool, probably I think burnt teak that we're doing here for the actual panels. And then you walk in, this is actually going to be a really cool, beautiful walk-in space, because our entire floor to ceiling roof here is teak, and we have this massive brick textured wall as soon as you walk in. Now, when you walk into the bottom downstairs guest bathroom, a really cool sink. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing here, but we're maybe going to do a wooden teak thing here, but also a copper lined metal in the front here. Also the bathroom, this really cool textured brick wall here, and also the roof of this room is going to be this mirrored light that will illuminate the entire room as we walk in. Now, also, if we walk back here, this is going to be a floor to ceiling, massive dark tinted mirror here. So it's going to just really open up this space when you walk in and bring in a lot of light as soon as you're walking into this grand, huge master suite space, of which we have this massive dark grays and this nice little jade green marble that we're putting in here, in a very dark teak wooden cabinetry for the kitchen, teak roof here, and then also this massive, beautiful display of this shelf that we're building, and also with a built-in bar. I love scotch. I'm going to have a bunch of, scotch up here, Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, get some Japanese whiskeys up in here as well. In addition to that, right, all these is going to be a wine cellar, oven, as well as I believe a temperature water filter or a microwave here. But also, as you can see, the space here is definitely bigger. So we actually have room for a full self-sustaining massive kitchen table, whereas New York and Tulum, there isn't that much space there. So we actually have the bench butted up against to the actual kitchen here, and then the table, and then the actual chairs. Also the built-in workspace here, in addition to the beautiful views outside with this massive LED backlit stone wall, teak roof, and also this beautiful dark burnt teak sauna here that we're actually wrapping this around here as well for the actual Tokyo model. And we actually look inside of this here. This is going to be a mirror there, and we have this beautiful rounded mirror here that's, or not mirror, but window that will actually be working on a swivel that can actually open up, and then you walk into the actual sauna here, and then you also have views down into the yoga room outside, as well as this will be either banana paper or frosted glass that will be viewed out into this space down here. So that is the downstairs of Tokyo. Also, due to the fact we have more space down here, we have a spiral staircase that goes to the upstairs. Again, the sunken lounge with the little rimmed garden here. Also, more space on this side. Again, this is 550 meters squared versus 475 meters squared compared to New York and Tulum. So a little bit more garden space, but this is significantly more expensive to buy, and also significantly more expensive for me to build versus New York and Tulum. Obviously, this is my personal villa, so I'm putting a little bit more time and effort and money into this one because I'm living in it. This is the guest bedroom. Again, as we walk in here, beautiful tiles, stonework tile here, shower. Then we come out here, the other guest bedroom here, of which we're probably putting some sort of artwork up here in that space, and then the actual built-in shower here, beautiful white stone tile, and also bathroom, and then also the closet space here in the traditional Japanese vibes. Now we can go wrap around up the staircase here, right into the rooftop deck, of which we have out here. We'll have the sauna there, and then the outdoor shower right here to rinse off after your sauna. Go back downstairs, jump in the pool. Also have these beautiful views of the actual rooftop deck. So now let's go upstairs, of which we can already go from right here, walking in from downstairs, and then this suspended beautiful staircase up here to the beautiful views of this hallway. We'll go into my studio office here, of which I might be putting my iconic motorcycle in here. And this is where I'll be working. Just like I'm working here right now in this office studio, this is gonna be my office studio, but I'll have these beautiful ocean and sunset views to work out of, and also this beautiful dual sink bathroom, which also has so this is a full closet space, which is actually connected to the master bedroom and also connected to the outdoor patio here. As you can see, this is all one big piece of glass that goes across for all of that. So we can come back out here, go inside here into the master bedroom, of which we'll walk in. You'll see the big dual sinks with this massive teak display over here. We have this awesome bathtub that's going to be copper lined on the inside with a teak exterior. Cabinetry space with closet and clothing space there. And then we can go into the master bathroom here with the dual shower heads, this really cool central sink here, and also the toilet here. And then what's unique about Tokyo also is we have the walk-in closet space here because there's more room. In addition, there's going to be a sliding door here, which then extends my closet into the office closet as well. Okay, so I can slide open this door and actually go into this closet, which is also connected to the outside, and then go right into my office as well, which is where I'm going to be shooting my YouTube videos. So again, this is for sale, but you got to pay a pretty hefty price, of which we'll talk about pricing again here momentarily. But this is my personal villa. So if you buy one of my villas, you'll be my neighbor either in Tulum or New York right here. But anyways, that is Tokyo, my personal favorite, and it's also my personal villa. All right, guys. So now we've gone through all of the villa tours of the offerings that I have for you. Let's actually look at the current market data for Airbnb here in Canggu, Bali. This is airdna.co. This basically pulls all of the data possible from Airbnb as well as VRBO, and basically gives you exactly what people are making, what the market rates are, what things are looking like. And right now the market grade for Bali is an A-, which is one of the top I've seen looking at different areas of Bali. And it's interesting because this will also show us what it looked like prior to COVID, then what it looked like through COVID, and then now what it's looking at right now. We're actually breaking to new record highs for revenues, for projections, for what's going on inside of Bali. So first and foremost, the market grade is A- 80 out of 100, which is very, very good when it comes to what's going on in Bali. You can see the rental growth, which was basically stagnant for a while, and we're now just peaking over what was going on in 2019. So we're now finally getting back to normal and actually getting into new highs of what's going on in Bali after being in a complete slump. I was on the island for 2 years, not a fucking soul out here on island. Anybody who had an Airbnb definitely was struggling because there was nobody allowed here. But now that things are back and the world is open, Airbnb is booming. It is insane what people are making in Airbnb right now, which is why this is such a hot opportunity. If we look at what's going on with the occupancy rate, currently it is 89%. Which is absolutely insane. And like I said, Bali's temperature is 80 degrees every month of the year. It doesn't change. So the occupancy rate year round is that high. And if we look at what's going on here, for say the 75th percentile, we can see back in 2019, the 75th percentile of villas, right? So the top 75% villas, of which definitely my villas will be those because the way that they're designed and how modern they are, the occupancy rate was 83%. And obviously in the lows, in the heat of COVID, it was only 52%. So there was still a lot of people that were renting them out. And in fact, everyone from Jakarta and all over Indonesia was coming to Bali. If you didn't know, Indonesia is like the 6th biggest country in the world with about a population of 275 million, which is not that much smaller than the United States, which I think is like just a little over 300 million. So Indonesia is huge, and a lot of people come from all over Indonesia to visit this small island of Bali as well. So even in the heat of Corona, people from Indonesia were also traveling here. In the 75th percentile, we're still renting out 52% of the time. And now the 75th percentile has an occupancy rate of 97%. The average villa here right now, that's even just a shithole, is being rented out 87% of the time. That is some very, very good news. And the fact that if you look at what's going on here, even the top rentals were being rented out. The 90th percentile of Airbnbs were being rented out almost all year round, no matter what. And Iconic World villas will definitely be in the top 75%, if not the 90th percent of villas. If you go look on Airbnb and see what's available, you'll see that Iconic World and what we're building, what we're designing is going to be top of the class when it comes to that. So there's definitely going to be a huge occupancy rate of, you can expect over 80% in these villas. You can see the demand growth is now finally coming back up for the villas. We can also look at the 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom average daily rate, the ADR for villas right now, right? Back in August of 2019, the ADR average daily rate for the average villa was $389, right? That is the average shitty place, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, average rate $389. Now it's coming back up and finally breaking over 2019 highs now that Corona is out of our hair. The ADR is $448. That's what you can charge per night for a 4-bedroom villa. But if we look at the ADR range, the 75th percentile, of which I guarantee these villas are going to be in the 75th percentile and above, are between $584 to $966 per night. And these villas are not just 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, of which we have here. The Iconic World villas are 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom with a sauna, with a yoga studio, with a rooftop deck, and also that big rooftop balcony, and also the big backyard. So you can definitely be charging in the 75 to upwards of 90 percentile range of over $550 here per night for your villa. Now let's just take a look at the rental revenue rates for what's going on in Bali. Obviously, things were down in a huge slump over coronavirus, but if we look at what's going on currently in Bali today, the 90th percentile is making $18,000 per month for a 4-bedroom bedroom place. The 75th percentile is making $12,280, right? So that is a lot of cash that you can be made per month by renting out these villas on Airbnb. We can look at just a few examples of what some people are making, right? This is a 6-bedroom. They're making $189,000 per year. You know, a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath, they're making $136,000 per year with an ADR, average daily rate of $595. So you can expect somewhere potentially around $136,000. I don't know what their occupancy rate is. That's what we're going to get into next, but just giving you some data that the market is booming right now here in Bali. Yes, there are fear about what's going to happen with the world economy and if we're in the middle of a recession. It's hard to say. What I do know is that Bali is open. 60% of the GDP here is tourism. It never really stops here. It's 80 degrees every day of the year and it's beautiful, and everyone's looking to come to Bali and come on vacation no matter what the world market conditions are. So let's just take a look at what this looks like for you guys. First and foremost, guys, this is not a land. This is not a purchase. This is actually a 29-year lease. What that means, you actually own this land with the lease for 29 years, and you can actually utilize that lease to make a shitload of money. But yes, at the end of 29 years, you no longer own it. But there is the option when you purchase this villa after maybe about 4 years from now to extend. So you can extend the lease by 5 years, 10 years, 15 years based on what you want to negotiate with the actual landowner. I am currently the leasee under my business from the actual Indonesian landowner. So you can negotiate your extension with them, and you're actually only extending the land. You're not extending anything that has to do with the cost of what you paid for the villa. You're going to be extending the land price from that point on. How would that work if you were to purchase something? Let's say, give you the price structure of what we're actually doing. Tulum starts at $775,000. New York is $775,000. New York is $795,000. And Tokyo is $1.2 million. This is all USD. In addition to that, there is no mortgages out here, guys. Okay, you have to understand that when you purchase something out here in Bali, just like me purchasing the land and now building actual Tokyo, I'm paying all cash. Typically, you don't pay all up front. Now, if you were to purchase one of these villas, you would typically put about 20 to 30% down for the actual first time deposit, and then the rest is paid for progress as the build is completed. I'm about 4 months into building Tokyo already, but New York and Tulum have not started until somebody actually purchases it. And then from there, it's about 11-month build time to go. So as soon as you make that deposit, I have my build team on standby, and then you pay for progress after your first initial deposit. So as we hit milestones of the build, you make your next payment across the board. You can do this under your personal name, no problem. Or if you're living here or want to come out here, you can set up a business under your name and then purchase it under your business as well. It's really up to you of how you want to do that. So let's just take a look at what this looks like. Currently, the exchange rate of 0.000068 for USD. Say if you were purchasing Tulum for $775,000 of an average daily rate of $575, let's say you have 5% maintenance cost per month and a property management, of which you don't need to have, but a property management will be, about 15 to 20% per month. If you want to do it on your own, it's probably going to be about 5% for the people that you need to have employees to come and clean. But one of the most important things you need to understand when you do run Airbnbs is the service that you provide once people show up. If you show up and there's no towels, there's no soap, that's going to be a problem. People might give you bad reviews. I currently live in a condo right now. I'm not renting this on Airbnb, but it's literally like 5-star luxury hotel service here. They come every day, clean my house, clean up after me, clean up all our dishes. Our linens are changed every few days. All of our bath towels are changed and cleaned every few days. And that's definitely a service that you're going to want to have for your guests. So I definitely recommend having a property manager do that. It is going to be more expensive, 15 to 20%. But if you want to do it on your own, this is probably going to be cut down to about 5%, of which is definitely going to increase your profit margins, but more work on your hands and more management on your hands. So let's just take a look at the occupancy rate. Say if very conservative, it was 70%, even though the 75th percentile, I believe, was 89%. Let's take a look at 70% of what that would look like based on renting out at $575 per night. Your gross revenue per year would be $146,000 per year. Per month, it would be $12,000 per month. Your property management fee per year would be $22,000. Your maintenance fee per year would be $7,000. And on a monthly scale, that would be $1,800 per month for property management fee and $612 per month. Just say, I'm just making shit up, right? If something breaks, you got to go fix it. Obviously, that's going to happen when you purchase something like this. Let's just take a look at what that looks like from an ROI standpoint if you are renting this out on Airbnb with a 70% occupancy rate. First year, you're going to make a net income of $117,000. This is basically your gross revenue minus property management minus maintenance. Now that's going to shave off, let's say, your break-even point Now you're going to have your break even is still $657,000 to go. You've just earned 15% back of your capital gained. And let's say you want to turn around and sell it, it'd probably be somewhere similar, if not more than the price you paid it for. So if you wanted to get out of this villa right now, after the first year, you'd probably be walking away with $892,000 in total cash back in your pocket after you just purchased it for $775,000. If we look on to year 2, making the same rate of, and I'm not even factoring in if nightly rates continue to go up and the property prices in Bali keep going up, which they probably will. You're going to make $117,000 that year. You now have earned 30% of your initial capital of $775,000 back. And if we continue to flash forward, guys, you're going to go break even from your Airbnb rentals between year 6 and 7. On year 6, you're going to earn about 90% of your capital back in revenue. Okay, you're going to pull in about $705,000 in revenue from renting on Airbnb at a 70% occupancy rate. And then you could potentially sell the unit for about $729,000. Literally all I'm doing here is decreasing the price of the villa by 2% every year, because actually what you also need to understand is that every year goes by is 1 year off that lease of the land. So you are experiencing some sort of depreciation, but the land prices in Bali are going to continually go up. Bali is going to continue growing. The location of this villa is so prime, it's obviously going to keep going up. So there's almost like this inversion of depreciation and appreciation at the same time. But as the lease drops, it's definitely going to devalue it slightly, but the appreciation of it. So I'm just factoring in, later you will definitely be able to sell it for a sizable chunk. So that means of your $775,000 in at year 6, and then year 7, you're going to earn basically 100% of your capital back through Airbnb. And then you're still going to have the asset of the villa and the land that you could potentially sell for $772,000, basically walking away with $1.5 million, basically doubling your money at about year 7 based on this model. And on top of that, guys, we also have to factor in, if you have a 70% occupancy rate, that means you have 109 days free for you to go to Bali and actually stay at your villa. And at a nightly rate, $575 per night, that's $62,000 per year of free vacations that you could be taking for yourself. So this is at a very conservative rate of 70% occupancy rate. And if we look at what's going on right now for 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom here, the occupancy rate is 89%, which is absolutely insane. So let's just take a look and look at what that would look like if it was 89%. Okay. So if your occupancy rate was 89%, you'd have a gross income of $150,000 per year, and you would actually reach break even between years 5 and 6. And about year 6, you would walk with $1.6 million from your initial $775,000 investment. In a year 7, where you would previously at 70%, you're now going to be walking away with $1.7 million. And then obviously you would still have a whole entire month of occupancy to go to Bali, which would be worth about $20,000 if you were staying at somewhere else. So this is just a huge opportunity when it comes to investing in Airbnb here in Bali. Again, the occupancy rate is super high. I basically gave you a full breakdown of what Bali is and why it's so beautiful, and actually why I personally live here. In addition to that, guys, if you want to rent out on an annual basis, you're typically going to earn about 12% back. Rent this out for about $93,000 per year. Obviously, you're going to have management fees on top of that, but there's also the factor of maybe you want to actually move here and live in this villa. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to be renting out this villa, you're going to be paying $93,000 per year, which is $7,750 per month. But if you actually purchase this and pay for the rent up front, let's say that's $775,000 divided by the 29-year lease is actually only $26,000 per year, which comes down to about $2,200 per month. So instead of paying somebody else $7,000 per year to stay here, you can purchase it for $775,000, live in it for yourself for $2,200 per month. However much time you want to spend in there, maybe 5 years, you could potentially then turn around and sell it for $736,000. So at the end of the day, you're basically just paying up front for a much cheaper rental to stay here in this epic luxury villa. That's what I'm personally doing. I'm sick of paying everybody all this fucking money out here, and it's a problem. All the nice places are now moving to daily rentals because there's so much money to be made, and all of the annual rentals are now extremely inflated. So if you're actually going to live here, I definitely suggest buying. That's what I'm doing now. And if you actually want to make this an investment, you want to turn it into a daily rental, because that's where all the big cash is, and that's what everybody is doing to make extreme gains like this, where you're going to be doubling your money between 5 and 7 years after the investment. But anyways, guys, if you want more info about investing it in one of my properties, you can definitely go to iknkvillas.com, use the contact form, and get in touch with me. From there, I'll be putting you in touch with my actual listing agent. If I bring the sale, my commissions are much, much lower. slower. So I prefer you come to me as well. And then we'll get you in contact with the agent, and we have lawyers and everything. So everything is legit and legal. You'll meet the builder. You can come and actually see the site, and I'll come meet you at the site as well. And if you want to move in there, we can be neighbors. If not, I'll see you 109 days out of the year, taking advantage of your $62,000 in savings to come to Bali. But anyways, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. That was a long one, but there's a lot of money to be made, and these villas are going to be absolutely epic. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.